Alrighty then. Tell you what, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and it's a good time to start a new chapter. I think you're going to like this one. We got some fun stuff coming up. Let's go to File New. Let's start with New. File New. Pick yourself a place to play. I'm going to use my usual web 960 by 560 and click OK. Doesn't matter what you choose. We're talking about in this lesson, in drawing, stacking order. Now, most people understand that in a program like Adobe Illustrator is the stacking order is the level that we view things on when we draw them. And every time you draw something in Adobe Illustrator, it comes to the top. So you draw something to the top, to the top, to the top. We can change that stacking order. But there's a new feature, and it's about drawing modes. It's kind of nice to work with. And I say new, I shouldn't say that. It came out in the previous version, but I've been using Adobe Illustrator since 1987. And so anything that's less than 10 years old is, hey, must be a new feature. Let's do this. Pick up your drawing tool, say an ellipse right here. And I'm going to get right about here. Hold the Alt key down. That's the Option key in a Mac, Alt key in Windows, and the Shift key at the same time. And draw a perfect circle about there. Now I'm going to come over to about here, I think. I'm going to hold the Alt key down again and draw something, I don't know, like that. Okay. Now, one more. I'm going to get right about here, use that as my drawing point, and hold the Alt key down and draw another circle with the Shift key. Now, let's go ahead and pick up our selection tool and select the first circle. Let's give them different colors so we can see them. So select, change, select, change. Okay, now stacking order. Every time you draw something, it goes to the top of the stack. Now, like I mentioned, we could do stacking order with layers. We could have each item in its own layer and then change the order of the layers to change the stacking order. But before this drawing mode feature came out, basically you would do something like this. I want the green circle underneath the yellow, and so it's kind of balancing out with the red one over there on the left. So I might draw the green one first and then draw the yellow to put it on top, but I needed the yellow to kind of align the other one. So I select this one, wind up selecting it, going up to the word Object on the pull-down menu and going to Arrange. Now, something I like here is, of course, the shortcuts. I use stacking order a lot. So remember, you've got the Control key in Windows, the Command key on a Mac with the left and right bracket keys to bring something forward or backward one at a time, one step at a time. Or if you want to take it all the way to the front or the back, add the Shift key. Now what I want to do is send that green one to the back. So I'm going to select right here. And so I wind up, after doing that extra step, what I want. Now if I come and draw something else, say I want something underneath this again, so I come over here and I do the same thing. You know, I draw something, maybe start here. Hold the Alt key down if I want to go center. And say, I don't know, say I do that. And I come up here and I say Object. Now I can say Send Backward, and it will take it behind the yellow one, but it will still be in front of this one and this one. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. Here's the new drawing modes. They are located down here. Now what you see down here will depend on exactly what you have your toolbar set into. I've got a double row, so it shows me 3 buttons. If you go into a single row, and I can't do that because of my constraints on the view I've got, you will see it as one button, and when you click on it, it will show you the 3 options. You have normal, behind, and inside. Now, normal is where we are and where we have been since 1987. You draw, it goes to the top. Now, check this out. Nothing is selected over here. I come over here, pick up my ellipse tool again, and, well, let's give it a different color so we can see it. And I come over here and I use this button, Draw Behind. Now the toggle to get to any one of the 3 modes is the Shift key and the letter D if you want to use the shortcut. So I've got Draw Behind selected. I come up here, about like here. Hold down the Alt key again so I can draw out from center and do this, but watch what happens. It goes behind everything. I did not have to take the extra step of going to Object and saying Send to the back. It saved me that step, but that's not all. Let me go ahead and get rid of that one. Sounds like a commercial. That's not all. I'm going to come back over here again, draw behind, but before I draw, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this. In other words, I don't want it to go all the way to the back. I just want it behind the yellow one. So, get right about here again. Hold on the Alt key, and let's draw it out like this. Okay, and let's give that a different color. And as you can see, it's behind the yellow one, but in front of the red and the green. Draw behind. If you don't have anything selected, goes to the bottom of the pile. If you have something selected, just goes underneath that one item. It can save you a lot of time. So what's draw inside, which is the third one? I'm going to press Control A, that's Command A on a Mac, Control A in Windows, select all, and just kind of get rid of everything. Now, let's go ahead and make a circle again. I'm going to start right about here and just draw a small circle. Okay, I held the Alt key and the Option key on a Mac, and I held the Shift key. Now, let's pick up our star tool, and let's give it a different color before I draw, or I could have done that after, I suppose. And I'm going to click here and draw a star. And I need to make it so that the points extend outside the range of the circle, okay? We've got that going right there. Now, draw inside requires that you have something selected. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to first copy this. You don't have to do that first, but I'll go Edit Copy. So it's in my clipboard. Okay, now I'm going to select this, and I'm going to choose this option right here, which is Draw Inside. Okay, you see that little dotted line going around it right there, and that just means you're in the Draw Inside mode. And now go up to the word Edit and say Paste, or Control V. And what it does is it puts it inside of the shape. So the circle, or whatever shape you choose to use, is going to be a clip for whatever you paste inside of it. Now let me go ahead and undo that, like that. Let's get rid of the star over here temporarily. And let's go back to regular for a second. Let's just, let me move that over here. Okay. The other way you can do it is directly. You don't have to copy-paste. But copy-paste kind of puts it in the center, makes it all easy. But in this case, what we'll do is we have an object selected. We come over here and we say Draw Inside. We get our nice little dotted line here, meaning we're Draw Inside. Now, pick up a different tool. We'll use the star again. I'll get right about in the center, right there, and then begin drawing. And it's going to achieve the same result, but since we had the item selected, the color of the star is also blue. And if I come back and pick up my selection tool, they are effectively in a group. So think of it this way. Go isolation mode. It's easy. Come over here and double-click, and then double-click again. You could see the star come back. This goes gray. We're isolating into the group. You can see it up here to the path. Then you can change the color if that's what you want to do. And we double-click out here, and there you go again. Draw normal. Well, we've been doing that for over a quarter century. Draw inside allows you to create this clipping group like this, and draw behind allows you to draw behind. Just a couple of more ways to help you control what you're doing in Adobe Illustrator.